Hello everyone and welcome to a new LP. Are you ready to sing? I won't sing.
This is the Guild of Dungeoneering, on a quest we're never veering, all to be a Dungeoneer, swimming in pools of gold. This is the Guild of Dungeoneering.
Welcome to the Guild of Dungeoneering. It is a pen and paper style-like game.
This is the Guild of Dungeoneering, all across the land they're cheering, oh, to be a Dungeoneer, chasing fame and glory.
So as you may have noticed, there is a bard who sings from time to time. Typically when you win or lose, he will sing, or when there's a story event, such as this, or the main menu. And the bard is amusing, so the bard will definitely be something we'll enjoy. But yes, this is the Guild of Dungeoneering. Let's just read the story. The Ivory League of Explorers, the noblest, most virtuous guild in the land. Pfft, those sufferable jerks, I'll show them. They won't think me so grossly incompetent when I have my own guild. I bought a small hall in the bad part of town with the gold I borrowed from them. I've staked out a dungeon that's ripe for the picking. I've even found a chump who could do all the dirty work while I sit back and watch the coins roll in. Like my father always told me, there's always someone stupider than yourself. Well, he never really did say it to me. Actually said it to everyone but me. Hey, wait a minute. So this is the guild, as you can see. Now we start by expanding the guild by building expansions that we unlock over time. So this is the first one, the barracks. Let us build the barracks here.
The one that's always left behind, the solitary lump, the pawn who's fodder for the grind, the sorry little chump.
He said lump. So Lump the Chump, it's a good name. And Lumpy the Chumpy, even better. Let's put a Y in there. Why is there no Y? I don't know why it's not working. There we are. Lumpy. There we are. Lumpy the Chump. So we have our first Dungeoneer. We can continue to expand it, but we have no money. Money is represented by stars, even though it's gold. I don't know why stars are represented for gold. But as you can see, the game is a very nice, like hand-drawn aesthetic on grid paper, like it's some sort of like kid's storybook, or you know, the sides of your homework at class way back in the day. So it's not going to really let us... We can click on them and annoy them. It's not going to let us see the other options just yet, because we have to go exploring. So this is the town, and the first dungeon, don't have many options, is this one here. Rats? How original! Squeak, squeak. So everyone's got to start somewhere. Let us go off, Lumpy. Boom! Out we go. Well, that's good. No Dungeoneers were harmed in the creation of these tips. So here we begin. I'll play your first turn. It's easy. Well, thank you, game. So we actually play 3 cards out of our hand, which will then create the dungeon path that our Dungeoneer will then sally forth to attack. And now we face the Rubber Ducky, the first opponent. So, every mission will basically flow through this creating dungeon, then having a battle sort of format. As you can see, we have a 3-card hand, and the opponent will always be top decking. When the deck is finished, we shuffle back in. But yes, let's get started. So this is 2 physical damage coming from the Rubber Ducky, and he'll deal 1 damage to himself. This is an irritable 2 card. And I can use these as the Eyes Closed Punch, or the Cower. Let's go for an Eyes Closed Punch. And there we go. So now he's going to use the Anger card and deal even more damage to himself. So we can use Lucky Hit to do some overkill, or the Eyes Closed Punch once again. Notice that the enemy always gets to attack first, which means that if you kill each other, you will still perish. So we've defeated the Rubber Ducky, so we can now choose a piece of loot. So we've got the Ruffled Shirt, which gives us Swift 1. We have a Paper Crown, which gives us Holy 1. And the Fork, which gives us a Blade 1, the Slice card. I like the Ruffled Shirt to give the Shift card, which I always misname as the Swift card, because it's a Swift class card, but it's called Shift. So But nevertheless, we have a fluffy shirt and some gold. We need to defeat 2 more monsters. So, we have both of the expansion packs installed, as you can expect, including these Rune of Fates, which I'll explain shortly. So let's have a quick overview of the monsters. So as you can see here, the giant bat has a spooky 3 and feral 2. So each of these classes of cards, or categories of cards, probably better known because classes are different, has up to 5 cards. And so this will means it has the first, second and third of the spooky set, and the first and second out of the feral set. The giant rat, thank you, it's just being slow, has the first and second out of nature, and I believe the first 3 out of feral. It's being a bit weird. There we are, first 2 out of feral, and 5 health. 4 health here, and it's a loner, which means it's in -1 health within a dead end. Let's go for the nasty rat. Okay, we'd actually don't do any more, so let's end turn. Who fills a dungeon with nasty rats? Off you go, Lumpy. Boom. So we've now unlocked our shift card, so let's use it. Now notice here this lightning bolt symbol, that means it's quick. It actually does hit first. It also has the draw a card effect, which now means we have a 4-card hand. This is an unblockable attack, so our block here cannot actually cancel this out. Notice this block, however, is actually both colours. It's both physical and magical damage. I'm just going to use a lucky hit here. So here, we will have to be forced to discard a random card if this neurotoxin hits. So let's block it with Cower. Here we are. Cowering away from danger. Let's use an eyes closed punch. Okay, we're almost there. We can now use the shift to finish him off. Boop! Take that nasty rat. We level up from that because we defeated an enemy that was our level or better. The rubber ducky is actually level 0 enemy. I think it's the only level 0 enemy. So we can now have a cuppa, which gives us fire 1, 2 magical damage from the fire blast there. The wooden board, which gives us 3 armor, 3 blocks, physical blocks though, notice. Or another ruffled shirt, which we could sell. Or we could just take gold. We're going to go for the wooden board. It's an offhand weapon. We also gain 1 favour. Squeak, 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 says this mysterious enemy. Let's place a gold coin here. I suppose I could mention the coins, because it doesn't actually matter which of these enemies are handled. So, the adventurer will always prefer going to an unknown location, right? So if I put this giant bat here, it's going to be like, oh, who cares about this giant bat? And if I put gold here, it's like, oh, let's go for the gold. And as you can see, heading for the gold coin. So we get to face this giant bat. So notice here, this spooky 3 card. For every point of magical damage, it will heal by 1. But we can block this with Cower. Okay, now let's show off the favour mechanism. So if you defeat an enemy on a tile that has the rune there, you can then spend it to then unlock a card. So for example, we're going to draw a card here. It didn't help, but that's what it does. Okay, let's drop another eyes closed punch in there. Now this is a physical shield on this one, so if we use our shift, it will go into that. So we can't actually kill it this turn, but we can cower to avoid the damage from the spooky 1 spook card. And before he heals, now notice if we fall to, well, let's actually demonstrate it. So if we do this, this won't kill him because he'll heal 1 and then go back down to 1. So yeah, but let's shift now. Boop. Giant bat is destroyed, and we complete the mission objective to defeat 3 monsters.
Well, victory, it being such a fine, fleeting thing, is often not to be found. Who knows what horrors the future may bring? So cherish it while it's around.
Thank you, Mr. Bard. Poor piece of cake, walk in the park, barely broke a sweat. So easy, in fact, your Dungeoneer couldn't possibly expect to be paid. Can they? Take that loot for guild funds. Make them earn their dinner. Exactly. We got 4 pieces because we explored 4 tiles, killed 2 monsters, 3 pieces of from the gold, the loot that we sold, and 50 for the quest. Let's return to the guild. So now we can actually see the guild proper. We have got the ability to click on Dungeoneers here. As you can see, we have the Chump. We can now see the various class cards. Now, Lumpy is quite fortunate in that he probably will actually survive the entire game, because we'll probably never send him out ever unless things go really wrong. So, well done, Lumpy, because we can now expand the guild and spend some money. So we've got Might over here, as you can see. Well, that's a ranger, we don't need the ranger. So here is the hidden den, which unlocks the cat burglar for 50 gold. Here we got the Talisman of the Trickster, which unlocks this power-up. +1 loot choice slot after the first 2 fights. Also here we have the Bruiser, the training yard. We have the Warrior's Spirit, Talisman of the Warrior, which I believe gives +1 to first physical damage for the first 2 fights. Here we have the Theatre, which unlocks the Mine. The Talisman of Heal Aid, which unlocks the Hug in a Bottle effect. This, I believe, is the Library, which unlocks the Apprentice, which is your basic Fire Mage. And then the Talisman of the Crone. And these here unlock various loot items. The loot items that we're getting by default are actually really bad, but let's say, for example, take the Curio Shop. It adds these loot items to the drop pool. So you can't actually get these until you've bought the actual thing. So for example, you know, this winged staff, it's Holy 2 Arcane 1, it's quite powerful, it's a level 3 item, but you just can't get it unless you buy the shop first. So yes, that being said, I'm having the choice between either health or another class. I think we'll go for the health in this particular case. So let's get the Talisman of Heal Aid. Gives us the Hug in a Bottle effect, +1 health for the first 2 fights. It helps you break a lot of breakpoints. So I actually will send out Lumpy. Lumpy's going to have to earn his keep. So let's go exploring. Back here and defeat the Rat King. With Lumpy, with the Hug in the Bottle blessing. You can only have 1 blessing at any one point, so I tend to just pick one and upgrade it all the way. Let's continue, shall we? Squeak, says Rat King. Rat King is up here, as you can see. Here's the leader trait, which means he gets +1 health for each surrounding minion. So we'll try to avoid placing more minions around the Rat King. He's got Armed 3, Irritable 3, and Feral 3. All of those are physical-based cards, so we'll try to pick up an armor card along the way. So let's start joining things up. We can certainly get that done. So we'll place a room here. I believe that has entrances in this angles? Yes, it does. We'll place this room here as well. And I'll place this giant bat here. Giant bats drop loot, right? Get in there. So I'd struggle versus the giant bat, but the extra Hug in a Bottle health does help. Let's begin by cowering from this drain spell. There we are. Bite, we can eyes close punch that. We should just win this attrition war. Well, it's lucky hit because he's going to heal off this. There we are. Let's eyes closed punch again. And we're gonna have to cower here because this is not gonna do anything. Hopefully he doesn't redraw drain. And he does. Lucky hit though, we'll sort him out. And there we go. The giant bat is destroyed, +1 health. We can now pick an item. So we've got the Crush one from the Twig. We've got the Bash. The Cuppa, which gives us the fire abilities here. There's also this Newspaper Hat, which gives us Stupidity 1, which is always going to be nothing, by the way, never gets any better, and Wise. I think, honestly, the Twig is the best call here to get Crush 1. There we are. So if you have 2 items that give Crush 1, it gives you get both Crush 1 and Crush 2, it's additive. Alright, let's continue. So I'm going to put this Rune of Fates here. Now, of course, we won't get this Rune of Fates unless we put a monster on it, so let's do that. And I'm going to leave this I suppose we could do that for now. So it's all filled in, we'll just have to kill the creatures as we get them. Let's take on this nasty rat. Extra health bonus helping out. Eyes closed punch. Let's do another eyes closed punch. Can't block this after all. There's that Neurotoxin Nature 2 card, so let's use the Bash, which will block the Neurotoxin, as well as dealing damage. Let's eyes closed punch again. This nasty rat's going down. This lucky hit. We'll discard a card, unfortunate, but that's okay. He's down. So we got the Ruffled Shirt again. We got the Paper Crown, which gives us Holy 1, and the Fork. I like the Twig. The Paper Crown's not bad, as well as the Ruffled Shirt for that matter. I think we'll go for the Ruffled Shirt for now. That shift, getting an extra card feels good. So we've got some Rat Men. I don't even think we need to place too much for the time being. We'll put a Ratman there, I think. Yeah. This isn't going to level us up because we're already out-leveled the enemy. In theory, the game thinks we're already going to not need anything. We'll just start with a shift straight out to draw us another card. You can actually have your whole deck in your hand if you draw enough times, but that's not a problem. We'll bash this neurotoxin. Nasty Rat's almost gone. Eyes closed punch it is. And the Nasty Rat is gone. We could take the barrel, which gives us stupidity 1 and health +1. I think I'm going to go for the wooden board again, get that repel card. It's going to be useful. We have 1 favour. So we could save this favour for the final boss. So we got some extra massive gems. I'm going to put the massive gem here, just because so we can. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to place this room off over here and see what type of effect it is. It's a fountain of power. Okay. We don't have any unblockable attacks, that's actually pretty useless to us, so just drop the gem there and end turn. This will give us 3 gold. As you can see, it's level 3 loot, it's just going to give us 3 gold straight out, win or lose. So it's irritable 3. Let's just use the repel here. Headbutt from irritable 2. Let's just use eyes close punch then. I'm going to hold on to the shift just in case. Often having that 1 extra point of damage can turn the tides. Like if his next card has a 2 damage attack, I actually lose without shift. But it's okay. He got head blow. We can just bash it actually. And there we go. Ratman's destroyed. Level up again. So we got Stiletto, which gives us shift and interrupt. We got yellow snow cone for growth 1, stupidity 1, and +1 health. Or the Shimmering Cloak for Mind Strike and Fire Blast. None of these really like flow well into what I'm doing. They're all magic themed. I guess we'll take the Stiletto. Not the shoe variety. We haven't got a helmet yet either. Oi, and I mean squeak! Alright. So you can put a knoll around here too. Well, let's just take out Ratman for now. We'll put a... Just leave it. That's all we need. It's a bit like a massive gem. Come on, Ratman. Let's see if we can handle you, shall we? Let's lucky hit you. Match you blow for blow. Eyes close punch it is. So we're going to get another piece of favour from this. This eyes close punch will help us finish it off. And there we go. Ratman's down. It's got Tattered Mail, which armor 1, stupidity 1. Scoop as a weapon. Mind Strike instead of Slice, or a club. I think I'm going to go for the counter here over the interrupt because we don't need magical defense and +1 health. It's going to help. We get the loot. We also get another favor. So one thing I could do if I so chose is I could burn a Chump card, so just remove it from the deck. But in my opinion, as we've only got 1 fight left, I can use that for 2 draws instead. So I'm just going to go for that. Let's handle the Rat King. This way looks safe. Wah! Let's do this, Rat King. Charge, eh? So let's draw a card, and we'll draw another card. Boom. So now we've got a 5 card hand and we can continue to increase our hand with shift. We're going to take 2 damage from this attack. We now have a 6 card hand, which would help a lot to block shenanigans like head blow with this counter here. It's an armor 2 card. Headbutt. Let's bat you blow for blow there with the lucky hit. Now all we need is a quick card, or this headbutt will do it, so we can just repel the headbutt. And he's gonna kill himself. And the Rat King is gone.
Well now, this is just really quite surprising. Thanks to you, I've lost a wager. Against all odds, you're surviving. Next time, I hope you find more danger.
Indeed, we have cleared out the first dungeon of the game, unlocking 4 more. We also have this trophy room that we can now build. Let us build it here, and we can show people... Actually, we'll turn right, because right is the right direction. And here we are.
Caught up in all this doom and gloom of all the places you've wrecked, it's nice to have a big trophy room. A place to quietly reflect.
Indeed, Mr. Bard. But that is all we have time for our first adventure. We've cleared out a dungeon. Lumpy the Chump has not perished against all odds. We'll see what happens next time, right here at KonfluxGames.